everybody. I posted that we were live everywhere before the countdown finished,
I totally didn't forget about that. Anyways.
despite the lag in my Discord, because my laptop's been off all weekend, and it was like, excuse you, bish. You want me to do things now? I'm still waking up. So while we wait for everybody to trickle in, nope, that's not the one I wanted. I don't have a how was everybody's weekend banner.
Really? That's a surprise.
Kind of. I know why I don't have it.
Hmm.
And there it is now. Hi, Laura. Thanks for stopping in. Hey, yo. Hi. What's up? Hello. Dropping in to give a like. Aw, thank you. Hi.
Appreciated.
I got new books and a whole lot of candy from Easter. Aw, yeah.
Nice.
Sneaks in one guy, Charlotte.
Oh,
Thank you for sneaking in.
that's so valid.
Hello. That's what you do, you know?
That's one does.
Fox, you can't have missed the first minute or so. We literally just started 2.5 minutes ago.
Could have missed the
How
count.
he said, "How will I cope with missing a minute? Woe is me." CV playing the role of that kid at family dinner, looking at her phone instead of the family.
Okay. So I was gonna repost Sam's things, but then I saw that Rick Riordan had tweeted something about casting, and I was like, oh no! He didn't. Well, he did. He just said like speculating about theorizing about casting is like kind of harmful for like the young kids, and I was like, oh yeah, I can respect that. So
It's a Zoom class, mic and camera off. They have no idea.
the amount of times
I love it.
Mm.
So I worked a convention this weekend, and it was very up and down. The start of the convention was far more stressful and down than they usually are, but I was the manager, and it was partly my fault, not entirely, but partly my fault. But it's fine because your girl is not strong in the not fucking up department, but I am hella skilled at the bounce back. So the rest of the weekend went fine, and it was all good. We handled the things. We did well.
Good recovery.
Hello. But I now have what is called the con crud, which is something that con goers and workers alike sometimes get, and it's basically you worked and or partied so hard all weekend that Monday you are just dead. So taking it easy today.
We had my only class today was for our like play class, like performance, and they're like testing out new teachers, and so we had a woman probably in her 30s came by, and she's a movement teacher, and so she's talking about like energies and like all that stuff, and it was some people were really enjoying it. It's not really my cup of tea, and so basically walked around and felt things for an hour, and I was like, okay. At one point, she was like, "And now your presence is in your back," and then like walk with that. And she's like, "It's like you have a long cape," and I was like, "I understand." And so I just walked around like had like a big long like cape or like cloak, and I was like swishing it around and stuff. And the rest of the time I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I was like, I can pretend to have a cloak. I can do that. That's something I can do.
It's not telling.
No, of course not.
Candy, I'm still trying to get used to my medication. Is it going well? I hopefully, cuz my husband had a doctor's appointment today and he talked to our doctor, and he should have filled out the paperwork for my prescription for the new insurance. And so hopefully that will be covered. I got a call to fill it tomorrow so I can have it for the next 3 months. The guy presenting his business presentation today accidentally has his Zoom name set as ET phone.
That's kind of fantastic, though.
I love.
A little
That's
respect
great.
for that.
Was just going. Hello. Candy's tired each day, but still alert enough to get work done. Well, that's kind of good that you can still get work done, but I hate having to do work when I'm tired.
Speaking of being tired.
Yeah.
Was that it?
No, pointing at me. Speaking of being tired. Me.
I mean,
Mwah.
mood.
I didn't.
It is.
Sorry, I didn't see the pointing.
Myself. But I got
It
a
is 2
Bakugo
a.m.
shirt.
for me, so.
I wore a Bakugo shirt today, joggers, and then Todoroki socks. No one recognized it, but I knew. I knew. We even took our shoes off in the movement stop, and my it says Shoto Todoroki right there, and I know.
What I need to know.
That class, and no one said anything.
What I need to know is how many people mistake your shirt for a Punisher shirt.
Fair. I don't know. This is the second time I've worn it. I've worn it for a total of like 6 hours. Because one was just like a class last week, and I like took it off, changed into a sweatshirt as soon as I got home. And then today, my friends were like, and I was like,
because I, as a huge Bakugo fan, would still look at that shirt and go Punisher, and then move on with my day.
It is slightly Punisher-y, which.
I mean, I don't have the Bakugo frame of reference, and I definitely thought that was a Punisher shirt.
I mean, that's not. Okay.
Bakugo basically wears a black Punisher t-shirt on his days off.
Yeah.
That's essentially what it is. It's just
fair enough.
He has like
it's a skull with 3 teeth. That is Punisher's thing.
Like flashback, and he's like a little kid. He's also wearing a skull t-shirt, but it's like rounded instead of like the sharp edges. It has like rounded edges, and I'm
Baby
like,
Punisher.
Did he like grow up with the shirt? Like, did he just like every time he grew up, he got a new version of the shirt? Like,
yes,
went up in sizes.
That is what
I'm
you
like,
do.
I can appreciate that, you know.
I mean, when you find a style that works for you.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm broadcasting from the past. Charlotte's in the future on Tuesday.
Wibbly wobbly time.
I'm also on Tuesday.
So 2 of us are progressing. 2 of us are broadcasting from the past. One is in the future. No one is in the present now. Ha ha. Time's relative. It's actually Emily sent me her schedule so I could see like what days would be easiest for her to do the Mummy Let's Talk. And she's like, remember to look at Tuesdays. And I'm like, right, we'll look at Tuesdays.
Yeah. Not close, I wouldn't have caught that.
I need 14 naps and a snack. Well, we're not doing that many sprints, but I can try to help you get that many naps.
That's good. I rearranged my room, and my carpet's in a slightly different place. My cat's just laying on the hardwood floor and being like, she just looks really confused. She's like, this, because she usually lays like right next to my desk on the carpet, but the carpet's not there anymore. It's, back there. And now she's like, things are different. I'm like, congratulations.
So to this comment, I don't know how long Candy's been on her medication, but new medication takes it can take your body between 4 to 12 weeks to fully adjust to a new medication and to actually see its effects, which is why doctors often will schedule the checkup for 6 months in the future, because that's like generally a safe bet to actually see if the medication is working or not. I know when I first started taking my migraine shot, the first month is the roughest. Like, my body actively rebels against that shit. And then so it's not until halfway through the second month where I start to see improvements. And then not until after the third month where I'm like leveled out and everything's good again. Well, as good as it's going to get. So. Candy started in Friday, so it's far too soon to know things. That also makes it weird when like you notice effects of a medication immediately, because then you're just like, is it just wishful thinking? Is it actually working? Like,
when I started my depression meds years ago, my mom later that day was like, I can already see the effects, and I'm like,
can you?
I don't think it works that quickly.
I'm just in a good mood because we're getting back from a camping trip.
I can't have moments of happy on my own. That is a thing.
Like, I got a full night's sleep. Took a nap.
All right, we'll do introductions in a little bit. But what's everybody working on?
I have this this book to read. A particular section of this book, and the glare is really strong. So
I want to use a corner fox to advertise the short story, but I don't know how betrayed he would feel if I use the corner fox when he's not here.
I mean, this person's not here, and I was gonna be like, haha, I'm pausing the rivalry to be a nice friend. Not even here to witness it.
I will let him know that you promoed for him. But yes, if you have not picked up a copy of The White Harvester, our friend and regular Matt Holland has a short story, a piratey short story, The White Harvester, in the Rebel Diaries. I highly recommend buying it, and then I don't know, maybe the other stories in it are good. I haven't read them yet.
I haven't read this one yet.
But it's like $5, and Matt's worth $5, so
yeah.
Everyone else was just bonus. I drink lots of water in general. That I have a monthly shot. My doctor didn't tell me I have to drink lots of water, but I just stay hydrated, so I drink a lot.
Hydrate or dehydrate.
Exactly.
So, what are you two working on?
I'm reading.
Oh, that's right. Sage, what are you working on?
Well, in the first sprint, I'm going to do my Duolingo for the day, seeing as your kids reminded me about that.
Me too.
And then if we get to a second sprint, I will be working on fanfic. Because I'm always working on fanfic.
I always get in 2 or 3 sprints reliably. When and for how long is the question, but there will always be 3.
Writing or
Fair
reading
fanfic? Writing/editing.
Nice.
Be
reading.
But what will you be reading, Katrina? Will you also be reading the Rebel Diaries? Is what I need to know. Because I first have to. So I'll do my Duolingo, and then I will begin reading. Not begin. I'm on chapter 4 or 5 of a manuscript that I must finish reading, and then I will be reading the thing. CB, hold it up. My copy of that. I shall be working on plannery things. Ah, yes. I'm working on the second draft of the novel I wrote for Nano in November. Nice.
Is that weird? It's like the printing, like...
It's not intro time for 30 more seconds, sir. I was paying attention. It's the 15-minute mark. I decided to make it permanent and consistent.
Should I do a dramatic reading of the back of the book?
No, because we only have 13 seconds left.
Like 6 sentences.
I haven't gotten it yet because I'm broke. I'm reading manga. Valid.
It was an impulse purchase. It wasn't I was gonna buy it, but like in that moment I was like, I'm gonna buy
Sage,
it.
it's time to do your intro.
Hey, bitches, bros, and non-binary hoes. My name is Sage, also known as Moonbunny Creative. I do things on the internet, and today I'm here, and that's it. CP.
Oh, okay.
CP was unprepared.
I'm being exchanged. Hello. CP Ferrenz, fantasy writer, college student, film major, and I heard one of the YouTuber, I guess. This is not my channel, but on my channel, I God, I was going to talk about being a teen writer.
Do you want to start over?
No, a college student, a writer, and how those things come together, or rather, do not. I give semi-reliable writing advice. I have blogs about film sets I've been on, funny skits, and probably live streams eventually. Yeah, that's me. I'm sorry. I'm down below. Hello. Yeah, bye.
And I am writing mom Samantha Nasset. This is my channel where I talk about writer things, parent things, and writer parent things. On Mondays, I host live streams like this at 7 p.m. CST, where we do writing sprints, or talk about things that I want to talk about. Like next week, we will be talking about the 1999 film The Mummy. Next week's live stream is actually going to start at 7:30 instead of 7 o'clock to give one of my co-hosts time to get home. And when I post content again someday, that mythical thing I'm trying to get back into, it will be on Thursdays, but I have a chronic illness, and I was getting my life under control, and now the insurance doesn't want to give me my medication again, so we'll see. If you would like to read a sample of my writing, you can go to samanthaalnasset.com, my website, where you can read my spooky flash fiction, Until Pizza Do Us Part, and soon-ish, I will be able to add All That Glitters there. So if you would like to be one of the first to read All That Glitters, sign up to my newsletter, and y'all will get dibsies.
Quite fun.
If you would like to help support the channel, you can like, subscribe, ring-a-ding that bell so you know when I go live and when I post all the things. And if you would like to help support me in a financial way or just tip, you can go down to the Coffee Ko-Fi down below.
Give Sam money.
And what about Ghostbusters? No, you waited way too long to interrupt me with Ghostbusters today. Every time I've been promoting The Mummy Let's Talk this month, he's yelled Ghostbusters, but he was too late.
Why?
Because Ghostbusters was second to The Mummy in the polling, and he likes Ghostbusters more. So
I haven't seen Ghostbusters in a long time. I watched The Mummy like a few weeks ago.
It's just him being petty, that's all.
Yes.
I'm live streaming. Why are you showing me a meme?
I want to see a meme.
You've already shown me that meme. Or no, Chrissy showed me that meme actually at the convention. I will now start the poll to
I scared my cat.
for our first sprint length. I was like, our first what? There you go. Poll is up.
Should answer that poll.
I mean, that's fair though, Jess. That's fair. Sage, I just realized that the changing light behind you is artificial. I kept thinking, boy, the light is really nice down there because I'm...
I deadass thought that as well. I was like, it's really bright.
Yeah. I often forget that I have the LED light strip behind me. Also, that is just permanently on. I don't bother switching it off because if we have any power dips or anything, it turns itself back on again. So I just leave it on permanently, and then I tend to forget that it's there. Unless I'm streaming and can actually see it.
I mean, that's fair.
So.
My brain registered the white bookshelf behind you as a fridge. And I was like, that's okay. Like, it just accepted that was a fridge. It's not, I know it's not a fridge now.
I just love the very obvious trying of the... It's just the extreme attempt to make it look casual as you do.
See, I was not being casual, and then Sage looked like they're losing it, and I was like, all right, let's go.
I'm just sitting here corpsing, so like you do you, baby.
I will do me.
Haley is going to work on some school and beta stuff. Ghostbusters. Yes, Ghostbusters is going to be our June, mainly because while I was trying to figure out schedule things, I wasn't sure if I could make my schedule work with Emily's for the Mummy this month. So I was like, we might do the Mummy next month. It just depends on one thing. And then I asked my husband, I was like, if I do Ghostbusters this month, will you do it with me? And he was like, yes. And he was all excited and stuff. And he is my simp king. And therefore, I don't like when I have to disappoint him. So I was like, we'll do Ghostbusters next month instead. So. You.
Fucker!
I just love how apparently it's not something you notice unless you're on camera, because this is not the first time you have wrestled with that specific photo while we've streamed.
Okay, it's a great photo. It's a woman, probably.
I can't see what
Person
it
with
is.
long hair with a skateboard and the middle finger out. It's fantastic. Do I know how to skateboard? I can go in a straight line. Therefore, boom. There's a snake on this one.
Valid.
I'm going to review a book, proof, and maybe post some character art to CC. Nice. I just snorted champagne through my nose, laughing like a maniac. Fair. Did it clean out your sinuses, is what I need to know. Let's see. I don't think I have made my 25-minute timer of me yet.
Speaking of timers, you know how we're doing like CB knocks things over for 25 minutes, like that kind of thing, like those fun timers? I'm almost positive there's at least 15 minutes of footage from the semester of me trying to straighten these out over the past few months. And I failed miserably.
I'm sorry.
This one's fine. There's one up here. It's totally fine. But it's this one. Because also my chair gets caught on them and bends them more. Because God hates me.
Specifically.
Anyways. Yeah.
I'm just looking for a timer.
There's a command strip in the middle. That's what's keeping it down. Which is surprising because it's an old command strip from where I used to have them, and I put them off the wall. And for my first week of classes, I was like, "This is really naked. It looks weird." Just a white expanse next to my head, and I stuck them on. There's 4 of them, and I was like, "I'll adjust them and put them on properly later." And then I never did. But now they won't stay. So the struggle is real, guys.
I'm sorry. The struggle is so dire.
And like I can't get off the wall. It's like solid on there.
You're just going to have to occasionally nonchalantly reach out and touch a button.
It's just like I have a lot of things to say.
Your photos are filling against you.
Yeah.
I also need to inform everybody that by this time next week, I shall have another tattoo. And that is important.
That is important.
Because I just realized that. I was like, yes, I get my tattoo Friday.
Yay, new ink.
I love how Sage is just nodding and laughing sagely.
I mean, I do want to point out it is 2:00 in the morning for me, and I have been up approximately 21 hours now, which is not usual for me. That's a Sam thing, not a Sage thing. I I mean, if
You
the
ain't
shoe
wrong, just on a scale of Sam to Sage, what is your sleep like?
A CD. I went to early last night, aka midnight. I think. Yeah. I woke up at noon, so probably went to sleep at midnight.
Okay, honest, maybe it's a scale of Sam to CB. Are you a Sage?
I just noon's like my brain's like it's time to wake up.
Your brain's like 12 to 12. Yeah, makes sense.
12 hours of sleep. My friends asked me, they're like, have you been awake more than you've been asleep today? And this was at 4 p.m. And I went, that's not a fair question. I was like, have you? And they're like, yes! And I'm like, damn it!
I got a Snapchat or like message from CB this morning. She was like, or "Good morning," or "Is it afternoon?" ... And I was like, I don't know. I just woke up too. Because I also slept from 12 to 12, but it was because I worked a convention this weekend and my body needed to recharge.
Have fun convention lives.
That's not how I would describe this weekend.
No, I wouldn't describe it that way either. Don't. Just don't.
She got the details. All right, but are we ready to start our first sprint then?
No.
Yes.
Does anybody want to count us down?
I do.
Okay.
Okay, Dave, you can do it. I'm being kind. You don't want to? All right. Are y'all ready, kids? That's not it. 3, 2, 1, go.
And we're back.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
How'd everybody do that sprint? I
Fix our wall
got-
problem. Okay.
I got most of my Duolingo done, but I was also multitasking, filling Fox in on details because I gave him some details, and I thought I gave him all the details, but I had not. So I had to give him all the details.
Well, I did do all of my Duolingo lesson for the day.
Nice.
91-day streak. I reached legendary level in the skill that I was working on,
Nice.
and I am currently number 1 in the Obsidian League.
Holy shit.
But I sneezed and sent my back into a spasm
Oh no.
because that's just a thing that happens when you're in your mid-30s. And
You're not
then-
wrong.
I mean, I'm not wrong. And I then blew my nose and gave myself a nosebleed, which is why my camera is currently off.
That's fair.
It's fair. Sometimes I sneeze and then my stomach like hurts and stuff and feels like someone's gutted me, and I'm like, for why? What? We have been sneezing our whole life. These muscles are fine-tuned for it. For why?
That's really concerning, guys.
You get to look forward to it in 11 years.
Well, I get the whole back spasm thing without sneezing.
See,
I
it's
mean,
like
falling off a cliff.
Sneeze, that country song. I'm already there.
Yay.
447 words. Aw, yeah.
Noise.
411 words. Better than 0, but not great. I mean, 400 words is great. 4
Yeah,
words is
Yeah, I
great.
usually write like
All words are great.
100 something. What do I actually write during sprints?
Woohoo! Book cover's done. I'm still
Yay!
trying to sweet talk Fox into becoming a cover designer, and he's like, I mean, I might design, but I will never like do the illustrations. And I'm like, I mean, that's fair. Those are 2 different skills.
Yeah.
So, but if I can find a cover art, like if I can find an artist to do my illustrations and then have their powers combine with his design, I may be set. Did my online biology test for school. Oh yeah.
Nice. How'd you do?
No words unless we count these words. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Haley did 7. Fox said, just don't get arm pain from sneezes, CB. Avoid it. Don't go on that road.
Arm pain?
I think he sneezed once and then his arm just hurt all day.
Damn.
He's not even 30. So
Sneezing is like a hazard. Please don't tell me Fox's
it's dangerous.
Age. Fantastic Mr. Fox in my mind. And
I will never reveal Fox's age. Mainly because I'm not sure if he would hate that or not. I only overshare things I'm confident I won't get in much trouble for if I get in trouble.
That is a smart thing.
Yes, especially when I have a lot of like anxious friends who are not oversharers and prefer to be very private. So like they've accepted that certain things are going to be overshared because of the nature of me, but they trust that I use my judgment. And I have fairly good judgment so far.
Yay, judgment.
Woohoo!
I'm writing a necklace moose on my arm. And then we'll go over with my tattoo pen. That's a temporary tattoo pen. I'm not tattooing myself on stream.
Yes, we
I mean,
don't.
stranger things have happened.
Yeah, I'm gonna save that for the professionals. Everyone, or like majority of people at my school have like stick and poke tattoos, or like someone bought a tattoo gun and the friend group decided to just do it. And I'm like, I respect your decision. I will make a different one.
Yes, do not.
Mhm.
There's a lot of hygiene things there. Like, that's such a bad idea for multiple reasons, but especially because, like, of blood ink poison. Like, if you
Mhm.
do it wrong, and so it's nope. Plus, it's a needle. I just cannot.
Ta-da.
Yeah.
When like my dad has tattoo. Well, most of my family. I think everyone but my grandmother in my family, who is above the age of 18. My grandmother and my baby sister may be the only ones without tattoos.
Should get the thing ready.
I'm trying to think because my mom got one on her finger. She's got a ring finger tattoo to match my dad's. So, but therefore, my dad was like, when you want to get a tattoo, here are the things to look for in a tattoo artist and everything. And he's like, never do a home tattoo. And my aunt has a few home tattoos. They are not appealing.
They're rough. Ones I've seen.
Yeah.
Some
But
of them
my
are like pretty good, but that's like the kid. There's like a kid at my school that is like training to be a tattoo artist. So like
it's a
the
little
ones they've given
different.
people are like pretty okay.
But like still a tattoo apprentice should still only tattoo you at their shop, even if they're
Oh
in
yeah,
training.
no, it's not
So.
a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm just putting the disclaimer out there that even if they're training to be a tattoo artist, part of the training, like our tattoo artist has an apprentice and he only tattoos at their shop. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's where all the sterilization equipment and
Keyword training.
all of that good stuff is at the studio. So why would you?
Sage, were you not just listening to CV's story about all of her teenage friends stick and poking each other?
Yeah, I.
It's a thing that happens.
It is a thing that happens.
It honestly, it mostly happens because of money. Because people don't want to pay tattoo shop prices for tattoos. And like my tattoos are very affordable. Like this
Same.
one was only $250. And like I told my cousin and his wife that, and they're like, that was $250. And I'm like, yes, you see this fine quality you see my nice line work. This tattoo is like 4 or 5 years old. You see how vibrant it still is? I actually need to like do a sugar scrub to get rid of my dead skin, and it will be more vibrant. It's like, bitches, nah, yeah, my 250. I see your faded ass tattoo.
So
Don't come to me.
the one I got just before our last stream together has finally healed up nicely.
Oh yes.
My dad just got a tattoo.
Hold on,
His first
don't move
tattoo.
yet. The light had just
Sorry.
adjusted so I could see details.
I can't
Hang on,
so
that way.
worried.
Just take a picture and send it to me on Discord.
If you're gonna
I
post it, all of us.
will do that. I think it's actually on my Instagram.
You can do that too.
But
I
my
have
dad,
a lot of free
he just
time
got his
tomorrow.
first tattoo. He's very
Hold
happy.
on. I have a lot of free time tomorrow, so I hope to get some writing in. Awesome. My mom has a home tattoo. They are so like I'm not gonna lie. My cousin has a couple that are super cute, but they are also super like faded looking. So I would still not recommend it because it's like 1 out of 30 that look cute. Not of him. He doesn't have 30 of them. I mean,
But
like,
yeah.
So,
I did this.
so who are you saying got their first tattoo, CB?
My father.
Oh,
He's
cool.
50
What do
years
you get?
old. He's been a fun mix of not being able to afford good tattoos, and then I think he was just afraid for about the past 15 years.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah. And so he just got his first tattoo. It's like last time I saw it was like 2 weeks ago, and it was still in the thing. It's a Celtic style boar right on his forearm.
Oh, nice.
His red eye, singular red eye. It's creepy. But he got it because my little brother and my mom are both born in the year of the boar. So he's gonna get symbols for my older brother. I think he's doing a dragon on his shoulder, and then he's doing a willow tree, I think, on the other forearm, because that's like the main symbol in my book.
Oh, that's cute.
I've been working on that for like 10 years, and I'm like, I'm getting a military tattoo eventually, though. Hopefully, probably, maybe, yeah. So, yeah. It's really funny, it's like a
Tattoo.
shaved portion. Oh damn! Look at that.
Yeah, the camera did not do justice.
Yeah.
No.
Also, like, I would have to hold my arm upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like you'd held it there and the light had finally adjusted, so I was like, okay, I can kind of see that there's like shading and everything, and then you moved, and I was like, no, I couldn't make out what it was yet. That didn't look like a comfortable position, so.
Yeah,
I'm getting my first tattoo this summer.
Woohoo!
Mm-hmm. I'm very excited.
Yes. I got yelled at the last time I shared details of anything, so I'm not saying anything.
I'm doing a necklace
But I know
situation
things.
right on my arm. It's Percy Jackson's sword, Riptide. Like the words, the letters, not the actual sword, probably. Noise dragons.
I've done those temporary tattoos, mainly dragons on my. I mean, temporary tattoos are temporary tattoos. You can have fun. You like go wild with those. They're fun. There's a lot of temporary tattoo kits too that like work in different ways that look like fun that I wish had been around when I was a kid. She's got a temporary tattoo pen.
Yeah,
I also have a temporary tattoo pen.
I have like an entire case of like a bunch of different colors, but the black one's the one that lasts the longest. The other ones I can just like scrape off.
Henna tattoos are a very, very specific tattoo style, and I have not heard of a dragon head tattoo, so I would be very interested in knowing what that would look like.
Yeah,
because they're normally very geometrical. Is that the word?
I think that's the word you're looking for.
Yeah. I'm hoping to get a tattoo soon.
I've been using their stuff for a little while, like over the years. They have like one where it's like just ink that you put on it. That one's really difficult because you have to wait for it to dry and then leave it on for an hour, and then you take off, like you can peel off your design, and then your arm will just look, or wherever you're tattooing will look bare, and you're like, and then you should make sure not to fall asleep, not do a giant flower on your forearm and then fall asleep like this, because you'll wake up with a giant flower on your neck, and that is definitely not from personal experience. Anywho, I know what it's like to have a neck tattoo for a few days. But yeah, they're really cool. They'll develop over like 24, 48 hours, and then they'll stay there for weeks.
I'm hoping to get a tattoo soon. I'm gonna get a memorial tat for my great nanny. Aw, I love that. Let me check on our break timer right quick.
My family's ordering a bunch of the ink box like pre-made tattoos and putting them on our bodies, or like all over for our beach trip. Yeah, which is cool.
I got my first tattoo. How old, babe? How old were you when you got your first one? So I was 25. Okay, that's what I thought. I got my first tattoo at 25, and then less than a year later, I had 3 or 4, and then the pandemic hit. And it's like, and there's apparently a joke or a meme that after you get a tattoo, you just start collecting them.
Yeah. I also got my first one at 25.
Nice. TV, you gotta wait 6 years now.
Oh no! I was gonna wait like 3 months. I'm like, I want to do it now.
Also had 3 within the first year, and I now have a neck tattoo that is a dragon. So
I just texted Sam an idea I got for an Avatar: The Last Airbender themed tattoo. It's like subtle, but it'd be like, you know, the arrows that Aang has, but it would just be like a thin blue line of like the outline of the arrow, like one on the back of the neck for his forehead one on the, and then the insides of the wrists, and then the back of the Achilles tendons for the one that goes on his like hands and his feet. I just thought it'd be cool. Which I'm not getting them. I'm like,
my stepmom has a home tattoo. It's literally just a dot because she couldn't take any more. She decided she didn't want any more ink. Wow. Oh, see, another thing is our tattoo artist, he uses this like little gel that's works as a small anesthesia. So it like it numbs you a little bit. It's supposed to work to numb you until like your adrenaline naturally kicks in, because a lot of people's adrenaline will kick in and then they won't feel it as much. However, there are some people like my darling husband who like they have a form of anxiety and it reacts in such a way that their adrenaline kicks in, but not to numb them, to keep them alert to the pain. So that's always fun. Mine also does that. However, my body has a weird thing with pain, so I just don't feel it to a certain, like I was getting my back tattoo and I described some of it as like, I'm like, yeah, there are some points it's like a gentle massage, and then other points it really hits that nerves. And my tattoo artist just laughed and he was like, a gentle massage. Okay. Since I can't / never want to get a real tattoo. I mean, that's fair. They're not for everybody. Like,
Yeah.
definitely. I know quite a few people who can't get tattoos because they can't really handle that level of permanence. And then other people who don't want to get tattoos because they're like, well, what if I get a tattoo now and then I hate it later? And I'm like, that's a thing that you got to decide for
Yeah.
like yourself.
A few days ago, I was like starting to get like, oh my god, like this is gonna be on my body for the rest of my life. And then I was like, what if I don't like Percy Jackson anymore? And then I started listening to the first book again. And I was like, wait, no, I'm good with this being being on my body for the rest of my life.
The way that like me and my husband and a lot of other people with many tattoos look at it is, it's like you get the tattoo in that moment and it represents who you are when you got it. Yeah. And then like and you can just carry that with you. Mm-hmm. And so like even if you don't like that same thing 10 years later, well, you used to love it, and it's still, that's also why it's in the tattoo design itself is important, because you want to get something that it's like, even if you don't like Percy Jackson like years later, if you get an Aclamos and the sword and stuff, like as long as it looks cool, it's like, I still have this bomb ass tattoo.
Yeah.
And
also, like, I've liked Percy Jackson since I was like, I started reading at like 6 or 7, whatever. And I'm 19. Like it's so officially like all of my conscious life, like this thing.
Yeah, so if like at some point in your life you're like, yeah, no, I don't like Percy Jackson anymore, but it was a huge part of your childhood, so it's still like a memorial of sorts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I really like it right now, so we're good.
A lot of love for Sage's tattoo. Oh, my mom got a kit for them, and I used it to make. Oh, okay. So technically not henna tattoos, though. Henna just describes the process of it, I believe. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, a henna tattoo artist would usually do the G. I forgot the word again. I have 4 tattoos and plan for 13 more. At the moment, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I have plans and appointments for 2 at the moment, and then I have to decide what else I would want to get if I want to get more, because I don't want to get more tattoos to just get more tattoos, but I do want more tattoos. So
I have 12 currently. I have plans for 4 more, and I have a portion left of my voucher that I got from the tattoo shop for Christmas. So
nice.
I just need to actually get off my backside and finish the design for 1 of the 4.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Artemis.
Yes, Artemis has joined us.
Patron saint. Also, Katrina, no, I'm not getting Angus tattoos. Gosh. Can you imagine walking around with just the full avatar all across their...
I have a select list of individuals who, if they ever wanted to get matching tattoos, would get them with them. Which, let me tell you, like, 2 of these people are my best friends, Adam and Fox. And Adam's like, I mean, maybe. I just don't know what I would get. Zelda related? And I'm like, yes. And Fox was like, it's not a no, but it's not a yes. And what would we do, Zelda? And I'm like, that's how you know they're my best friends. Then me and Christy went a completely different route. We were like, Luna, Sailor Moon, yes.
That's fair.
So me and Chrissy actually did get the matching tattoos, and I have matching-ish tattoos with Chris.
At one point, my mother was like, "We should all get matching tattoos, like everyone in my family." And I'm like, "That's a decision."
That's a decision.
Yeah, it was gonna be like Spirited Away or like other Studio Ghibli like themed because like we really watched those growing up. I was like, okay, those are like that's a pretty cool like if you're gonna do something.
3 out of 5 tattoos on my body are actually like because I was getting them with other people, kind of. Because my heart with Chris, this is my sister tattoo, which Tabby's is the chalice from Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, and then the Zelda fairies. So about that, my mother tattoo is actually the Triforce, and then in each of the little triangles is my children's zodiac sign because I have 3 kids.
It's so cute.
That is adorable.
But I absolutely would do this. The 3 people that this would have to be done with is me, Chris, and our friend Zoshanol, whom, because when Chris and I met through writing Zelda fan fiction, and we had a third buddy in our friend group who I am still friends with to this day, came up for my baby sister's graduation and everything. The only problem is Zosh and I would fight over which corner we each got, because like we're Zelda fanatics and we both like the courage spot, and neither of us want wisdom. And he's like, but of the 3 of us, you make the most sense for wisdom. And I'm like, I refuse. I want Link's spot. So we would never be able to do
What's
it.
the third spot? It's courage.
Yeah, but they're in like a specific order.
Yeah.
Power's at the top, courage is the bottom left, wisdom's the bottom right.
Mm.
And like it was hard enough on our Gaia online profiles when we were doing that. Like Chris sits pretty in the power spot. He's content with that. But Zosh and I, we
Chris is like, right.
he relented on Gaia and gave me the courage spot, and he took wisdom. But for a tattoo, I don't know if he'd relent again.
He'd be like, I already gave it to you. Now it's my turn. You're like, it's not the same.
No, I will not. My friend is getting a sleeve of hexagons with galaxy theme and then different little characters in some parts. Aw, nice. Thank you.
When I was in high school, would draw on my right, because I'm left-handed, right inner forearm, different symbols for the Avengers. I would do, in this order, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Hawkeye, Black Widow, then Thor. And yes, I know I'm missing the Hulk, but I want to draw like a fist or like an H or something. I was like, I don't know what to do here. There's like Spider-Man's going on there because Spider-Man.
Because Spider-Man.
Because Spider-Man.
You don't need more justification than
that. It's Spider-Man. I was sitting at dinner with my friends, and they're like, we're talking about our favorite Avenger, and they're like, yeah, my favorite's, I don't remember who they said their favorite was. I was like, oh, my favorite's Peter Parker. And they're like, fuck yeah, of course, duh. Yeah, my favorite's Peter Parker too. And they're all like, Peter Parker, Spider-Man. Yeah. They're like, all right, now the next ones.
I just saw the other picture you sent me, Sage. Oh, there's a poll for the second sprint length. Go vote on it, peoples.
The only person that I have wanted to get a matching tattoo with is my husband. However, my husband is immune compromised and is under strict orders from his doctor to never, ever, ever get anything pierced or inked.
Yeah.
So the picture that I sent you, Sam, is the dragon tattoo on my neck, which is his tattoo that he would have gotten if he could. So,
aww. I love that though. That's super sweet.
All of my tattoos have stories. Except the one on my foot, and that's the only one that I regret.
What's on your foot, if you don't mind me asking?
It's
you
a little
don't mind
cat
sharing your deepest regrets with us.
Sitting on a book with the word Aberto underneath it. and it's sort of tangentially a Harry Potter reference.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
And not super comfy with that anymore.
Yeah.
But I haven't figured out how I'm going to cover it up yet. So
Yeah. The dragon's super fucking cool.
Oh, yes.
It is.
See, that's the other thing that with tattoos nowadays, and it's like I have a disclaimer that you should still like take getting a tattoo very seriously, and it is a commitment. However, if you do get a tattoo that you end up regretting later on in life, there are kits that allow you to lighten the tattoo over time. Like you can manually make the tattoo fade. And then you can either pay to get it removed or you can cover it up.
Yeah.
So they're not like as permanent as they used to be, but there's still like that's still a lot of fucking pain, time, and money to go into it. Plus, you don't know if your body's actually going to react to the like the removal well.
Yeah.
It might not actually remove the way that it's supposed to, but yeah.
I have a super stubborn body. We're like, haha, no! I don't know why our collective bodies had that voice, but they did.
Hold on. So that's $50 times 15, $750. $50 times 17. So that's between $750 and $850. Okay, so Chris said it also takes 15 to 17 sessions to remove a tattoo, and they're like $50 each. So you'll be paying more out. You are likely going to pay more to remove the tattoo than you did to get the tattoo.
Yeah.
So.
Also, it's super painful. Like, several times over what a tattoo is.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is that's why I started this out with this. Like, it's still a very serious commitment and everything. Don't take it lightly. I'm just saying, like in the case of Sage's, nobody could have predicted that. There's absolutely no way. And so.
Yeah, so I'm like, don't be sad. Get a tattoo.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Or do it. You know, it's your body. Go off.
I mean, I got that one because, okay, firstly, so my brother-in-law wanted to get a tattoo, and he went to my artist because my artist
you
is
got
the
it
best.
on your foot. That's one of the pain spots.
And he was like nervous about it, so I was like, okay, it's fine. I'll get one with you. I mean, I already had like 7 at that point.
Yeah.
But also, it was my sister's 30th birthday. And she's always been a massive Harry Potter fan. So I was like, okay, well, I'll get something sort of tangentially Harry Potter-ish. And then, like, it's my sister tattoo.
Yeah.
And I didn't really have a plan for it. I didn't have, like... I hadn't really thought it out. So I was like, well, we'll go with the foot, because also that is like, it's a high traffic area, so it will wear away faster.
Yeah.
And also it wouldn't interfere with the planned locations of any of my other tattoos.
Yeah.
So
I had an idea for a tattoo that was for me personally. I've torn my Achilles tendon and like sprained my left ankle multiple times, or strained or whatever. I get them confused. And I was gonna put plus ultra down my Achilles, just the words plus ultra, because Deku's constantly breaking himself, and I relate to that. Because the amount of times I've broken / sprained my left wrist, which I'm saving that for like writery, themed tattoos, but also my ankle. I just thought it'd be funny. So, because I still think it's a hilarious joke that just like doesn't really make sense, and I was like, oh yeah, it's constantly being injured. So yeah.
I think it makes sense and it works. I was talking to my tattoo artist because my sister wanted to get her sister tattoo on her thigh as like a testing tattoo because she has fibromyalgia in her legs. And she really wants to get I cannot remember how to pronounce it, but a fengwa the Chinese phoenix on
Mhm.
her back, because like they're very often portrayed as peacock-ish,
Mhm.
and she loves peacocks. So she wants to get that like going down across her back and have the tail feathers like wrapped down around her leg. But she's like, if it's too painful, she doesn't want to do it. So the sister tattoo on her thigh was her testing tattoo to see if she could handle the pain or if it would make it worse. Well, I was talking to my tattoo artist about that, and he actually happened to have already tattooed somebody with fibromyalgia in their leg before. And he actually, if I remember right, it was like wings or something on their feet, or like on their lower leg, to like represent that it wasn't going to stop them from going where they wanted to go. Or was no, it was tennis shoes because she was a runner.
Okay,
That's what it was.
that's cool though.
So it's like along the same lines. That's one of the fun things about tattoos, is because it's like all of my tattoos also have meaning or a story behind them, and they can just, they're a really good way to just express yourself in ways that people who know you are gonna know, and people who don't know you are just, they just think, oh, well, that looks cool, and you're like, yeah, don't it?
Oh,
So
oh, I was on a film set, like a few days ago.
very quickly, but then we got to go
Yeah,
into our
and then
sprint.
we were all chatting, the actors and and I was like, oh yeah, I made my like tattoo appointment, and they're like, oh cool, what are you getting? And I was like, oh, I'm getting like the name for Percy Jackson's sword on my inner forearm, and one of them just goes, oh, sometimes I forget how much of a nerd you are, and I'm like, how? What?
How? Excuse?
What?
More offended that they forget than anything
I'm
else.
like,
I love
what?
it.
I guess like if I was just standing there like not wearing any of my graphic tees, like completely blank faced, I could be not a nerd. But I'm pretty sure as soon as I start talking, it's like, oh yeah.
See, I love when like you see somebody who's just like fully tatted up and you look at their tattoos and they are all geekdom tattoos. And it's just like from like neck to ankle, just all geekdom tattoos, and they've got like a million piercings and stuff. And I'm like, ah, yes, breaking down stereotypes.
We would probably be friends, but I'm too intimidated by you. But to go say hi.
I wouldn't be,
My
but that's
Sarah would be like,
all right. Here we go. Who wants CB? Would you like to? Nope, you did it last time. Sage, would you like to do the countdown?
Sure. All right, folks, we're going in 3, 2, 1, right.
Hello, hello, and we are back.
Woohoo!
So, how did everybody do that sprint?
Okay. I'm a little tired.
I got 437 words and I am starting to feel ready for bed.
Damn, that's like more than 12.
It's like more than 12.
It is like
So-
more than 12.
So, I did my Duolingo, and then Fox gave me my thumbnail for next week. And in starting, I went to start setting up the stream for that, and then I remembered that Fox, Jess, and I need to schedule a meeting this week so we can make lists for promotion things that we have discussed, stuff that we've tried. Basically, a like we did and it didn't work. We've considered, but no, and here's why. What we plan to do now, what we plan to do in the future, so we can put this list on the Mila note for the promo team, so we don't have to, because our promo team, I think there's 2 or 3 people on it right now, and some of them are very enthusiastic. However, there's some things that like they're suggesting that it's like, oh, we've already tried that. And rather than like having to shoot down ideas, we're just gonna make a master list. That way no one has to have hurt feels.
That's smart. Hi, Storm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll be able to do that this week. And then we also have to talk about what time we're scheduling the announcement for the host applications for the Deva Deva, because that's coming up soon.
When
So
is that?
everybody keep your eye on that. June.
Okay.
That is all that has been announced officially.
Okay.
That's
have
all
a
we're
whole-
allowed to know.
Yeah, we have a whole live stream where we announce specific dates.
Yes.
But we've had the dates picked since I think we actually picked it before the last Dubba Dubba ended, because our June is very busy. So it was basically like this weekend or that one. And it was like, well, that one.
That was a great choice, yeah.
Yeah. So, but the announcement for such live streams will be coming up soon, and that is when the host applications will go out. Which, if anybody wants to apply to be a monitor for the Dubba Dubba, we are accepting applications for monitors still.
I will see.
And like if you apply to be a monitor and we accept your application and then it turns out that like the June weekend doesn't work for you, we're not going to hold that against you. We'll just be like, okay, well, you can like be a monitor for October or something. So
No,
it's
I'm sure
fine.
you're gonna hate these people who committed just volunteered to do something when they didn't know the specifics of it.
Yeah,
Look.
my ability to volunteer for things is severely limited by South African infrastructure. So
Yeah, that's fair.
I fixed
Like-
my things like 2 sprints ago. I just need everyone to know that it's not perfect, but it's better.
I have to put my timer on and then I will go into chat to
Yeah, I'll
see what
show
they
you.
did. Right. Well, first, Katrina had said that she wants to get something fairy related one day, tattoo wise, because
That's adorable.
their mom always calls them their little pixie. And then I asked where, and she said, it's not here. Oh, no, there it is. If I can handle the pain, I want it on my back. And if not, probably one of my calves. I have actually heard the calves hurt more than the back. It like, it greatly depends on, because some people's backs are fine. Like, I'm trying to remember. It's ticklish. How ticklish are you on your back? If you're super ticklish on your back, it'll probably hurt. If you're not ticklish on your back, it's probably not going to be so bad. And the reason that this is because pain with tattoos is in direct correlation with how many nerve endings is in that area. It actually has nothing to do with how meaty or how fat that area is. It all has to do with how many nerve endings are there and how close to the bone it is. So
because the closer it is to the bone, the more it's going to vibrate, and the vibrations really hurt.
yeah. And for me, I'm not ticklish anywhere on my body, which actually should have been a good indicator that tattoos don't bug me that much. However, my collarbone is very close to my bone, and when he was tattooing my collarbone, I felt the vibrations all the way up through my throat and into my jaw. And I didn't find it painful. I found it morbidly fascinating because I was like,
Yeah.
I feel it in my jaw. And he was telling me about how he like once tattooed this guy who like he was doing the tattoo and the guy kept going, "You're tattooing my collarbone, right? Not my throat." Because like at my job, I have to be able to hide this. He's like, "Dude, I promise you it's the collarbone." But yeah, so
Yeah. I mean, the one tattoo that I have that really hurt was my neck. And it wasn't actually the neck that hurt, but when she got up under the ear,
oh yeah.
it hits the bone and it travels all the way through the skull.
Oh my god.
So my whole face went numb at one point.
Hey babe, how bad was your forearm when he tattooed your forearm, like compared to your bicep? Terrible? Like worse? He's like, yeah, I guess he's playing Elden Scrolls. Elden Ring. I don't know what
I'm
the fuck
ticklish
it's
on
called.
like the outside, like that's ticklish, but not like that feels different, obviously, because they're different parts.
Like, you've been so broken, bruised, and everything in your life, you'll probably handle the pain fine.
Meanwhile, fast forward to like July, and
So, Karina, which manga are you reading, if I can ask? 378 words. Woohoo! I read a story from the Rebel Diaries. Nice. I want no details. I want to go in surprised. Hi, everybody. Possibly a first-time viewer, but been a fan of Samantha's for a while. Oh, why thank you. We're all doing something tonight.
I'm tired.
I don't know if well's the word.
We exist.
Oh no. Well, if it makes you feel better, that's a long one. If it makes you feel better, my little sister is also super ticklish, especially like near her knee, and she was still all right. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm incredible.
Just gonna have to take that dive.
That was a terrifying morning. I'm really ticklish. At least I was last time someone tickled me, which was a while ago, I think.
I mean,
Fox is calling me out because I very commonly call Karina instead of Katrina, and I apologize. It's because I watch a lot of Drawfee, and on Drawfee there's a Karina.
I love Karina.
My brain goes Katerina, and I'm like, that's not right.
No, I either say Katrina or Karina. It's one of those two, but I'm trying to not fuck up on it. But Fox calls me out whenever I do.
On the Drawfee thing, how people feel about the cast of The Mummy is how I feel about the Drawfee crew.
Yes, they're great. I love them. I was actually watching Drawfee earlier today.
What is that?
Oh, Drawfee is it's a pun on draw and coffee, and their logo is actually this very happy little coffee cup. But they're 4 friends who, in their words, take your dumb ideas and make even dumber drawings. They draw together, and that's pretty much all it is. The video is just them hanging out and drawing, and they do primarily 2 types of drawing, challenges and speed draws. And the speed draws, when they'll like get off of the thing, the speed draw is when they pre-record what they drew based on like a common theme, and then they'll explain their thought process or like what they did with that. And one of the reasons I really enjoy watching that is because sometimes they'll be like, yeah, I had a bad art day, and so I wanted to show that. And so they'll actually show how they like struggled to get to their final product. And I think one of the more recent ones, Jacob was actually like, and then like going back and rewatching the speed draw, I actually liked a lot of those earlier sketches, and now I'm mad that I deleted them.
Yeah, that
He's
was
like,
in the most recent random palette challenge.
yes. And so I really enjoy them. I'll send you a link to them later. The other kind, when they do the the challenges, can get so wild. It's a lot of times they take suggestions from their Patreon or their Discord, and like today, the one I was just watching but I haven't finished yet is cursed couples, and basically they like there's four of them, and so say Jake or Nathan got a character from Karina and a character from Julia, I think, and then he has to draw them as a couple, and like they're very excited because they don't know who everybody got, right? And so
Mhm.
they get to be surprised with the audience. And I'll go ahead and tell you Nathan's because it's the thumbnail one. He was given handsome Squidward and Jim Carrey's Dr. Eggman, and he came up with a whole backstory for
Okay.
how they got together. It's a speed draw too, so he's like explaining it as he's drawing it. And I like to watch speed draws and people drawing because I find it very relaxing,
Yeah.
and I really like the crew. They actually, you remember my giant Yorick plushie cat thing that I sent you a picture of, CB? It's like as big as my child. That's
Yeah.
from Draw Tectives, which
Mm.
is so Julia DMs slash runs a roleplay campaign for the other three. And they'll like pre-record the sessions and everything, and then she goes back and she animates them.
Yeah.
And instead of like using dice or abilities or stuff, they do draw challenges.
Hmm. Although they have been a lot more dice in the
Oh,
most recent episodes.
yeah, she started incorporating that. I like when the game episode.
Yeah.
I like when you the strength thing. I don't want to say too much in case you start
No.
watching it. But
Mhm.
I haven't seen the most recent one because it came out when I wasn't feeling good and I had to prepare for the con.
Mhm.
And I've got the cursed couples to watch, the most recent episode of Draw Detectives, and then whatever the like newest one is. Those three, and then I'll be caught up again. But I love Draw Detectives, and when the York plushie came on sale, Fox actually got it for me. And the thing came in, I'm like, this fucker's huge. He's like, yeah, big. I'll go get
Yeah.
him during the next sprint and show him off. But
Yeah. I wanted that so badly,
mm-hmm.
but shipping to South Africa in the middle of a
Oh,
pandemic
Yeah.
just.
get you.
I ordered this sweatshirt. This is
Mm-hmm.
part of the World of Darkness Pride collection from last year.
I didn't know World of Darkness had a Pride collection. That's awesome.
Okay.
If they do it again, I will send you a link.
Oh yeah, let me know.
And so I ordered this the first week of June last year.
Mm-hmm.
The tracking number stopped working in September.
Oh
So we
no.
contacted them and they were like, it's fine, don't worry, we'll send out a replacement package. And both packages arrived 10 days ago
Oh my god.
at the same time,
Wow.
despite being
Magic.
sent 3 months apart.
It just got left in
Oh,
like
it's
a
magic.
warehouse somewhere or something.
Somebody was like, fuck, we forgot to send this forward. Send it out.
Yeah.
Look, we got another one. I remember where we put the last one. Oh shit.
By the way, in case anyone is concerned, this is just sweet tea. It's
I don't have a drink. Now I feel left out. Everyone's drinking out of their fancy ass cans, and I'm just
look,
like,
at the convention, like what we do is we'll buy drinks and snacks for the booth on like Thursday, and then that's like our drinks and snacks for the weekend. And then Sunday, whatever's left over, everybody just grabs and takes home. And like basically whatever my staff doesn't want gets shoved in my car. And nobody wanted these. So I was like, I'll drink any tea.
That's fair.
But I realized just now how much it looks like a beer can. And I was like, not, I'm saying this more for the YouTube. This is just tea. It's fine.
It's okay. I am just drinking an energy drink. It's not beer either.
Yes,
One of my
but
friends starting Moon Knight, like, is watching the first episode right now, is texting updates. They're adorable. They're like, so many bad things are happening. Like, he does not deserve this. And I'm like, oh, honey.
oh, honey, wait till you know. I actually, I don't want to say we're friends because I don't like labeling people friends if I don't know they would also label me their friend. And we've just sort of started that whole internet friendship where you get excited when you see each other online and everything.
Yeah.
But she is Iona Whalen. She's both she is the sensitivity reader I hired for Not For Her, and she's a licensed therapist. And so somebody brought up Moon Knight, and she was like, I'm really curious about Moonlight and to see how they portrayed DID because if they did it harmfully or not. And I was like, I'm really curious as to what your thoughts are going to be on it, like, because I don't know enough about the disorder itself or its history in media to know if this, like, I know a little bit about it, but not enough that where I could confidently be like, oh yeah, they did a good job. Like, I don't think they did a terrible job, but that doesn't mean that they did a good job. And so I'm like, I'm really, if you want to share your thoughts on it, I'm like, I would love to hear them. And so she's like, well, now I have to watch it, so I can't wait for that. But like, oh, go ahead.
I saw a TikTok today of someone with DID talking about it, discussing Moon Knight and its like representation, and then comparing it to something else. And generally, what I got, I'll try and find the TikTok again. Although I watch a lot of TikTok, so I might not be able to. And I'll send it to you. But their general consensus was this. I mean, there's flaws to it. They said flaws by nature of being in the MCU, and I was like, okay. Like, not sure what that means, but okay. But it was generally much better than what they've seen before.
See, that's what I was saying though. I'm like, I don't think it's terrible, but that doesn't make it good, you know?
Yeah.
And I know in the comics and stuff how it was handled largely depended on like who was the writer at the time, because sometimes it was called, multiple personality disorder, which is an outdated term for DID, and then other times it was called schizophrenia, which is not what it is.
Yeah.
But and that's a common thing that media did. So I do get excited when I see you online, Fox, except when you're yelling at me. But
I'm excited when I see you online.
But yeah, I feel like the filming and everything, I think they did a good job portraying like blackouts and the anxiety that comes with lost time.
So cool.
And a bunch of like, I think they do a good job portraying and showing like how scary certain things can be. But on the flip side of that, I don't know if that's a good thing with DID. And also, I don't know if they did a respectful job of it, because I know there is a long-standing history of horror and media making mental illness scary. And it definitely has more of a darker feel to it.
Yeah.
So it's like... Go ahead.
Okay, from a film perspective, this is totally not DID. About DID, well, kind of. The transitions that they do between, like, when it has, like, the blackouts in it, are so cool. They just made me so happy. I was watching, I was like, that was a beautiful transition.
Yeah, like, technically, I think it's a very well done series and everything. It's just like, in that, I'm very interested in a professional's opinion on it. Because there's like other things that I feel confident enough that I've like done a lot of my own research and stuff into, especially with my love and passion for film and all of that. But then this, I'm like, I don't know. I'm not even gonna. Nope, this is my lane. That's that lane.
Yeah.
And I'm over here.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be watching it soon to see how. I like how most people are going to be watching it for that. just to see how it handles the DID.
Also, Oscar Isaac's an icon. I don't know much about him. Everything I've seen about him makes him an icon. So.
I would also like to say that I am glad that the internet agrees with me. And when I heard the premise of Moon Knight, because I knew nothing about it before we started watching it, and when at first my husband's like, Moon Knight's coming out, and he said something about Moon Knight, and I was like, you mean the Moonlight Knight? And he's like, no, I mean Moon Knight. And I'm like, well, what's Moon Knight? And he described Moon Knight to me, and I'm like, you sure you don't mean the Moonlight Knight? Like,
I want to see the time comparison of when the Moonlight Knight came out.
And when Moon Knight, that's what I need to know, because like the Martian Manhunter has an alias named Rei Hino, who's a Japanese woman, and she's a reporter, and it is in fact a Sailor Moon reference. Batman confirms it in a comic, which means Batman watches Sailor Moon.
Of course, Batman watches Sailor Moon.
But
so it seems like a very Batman thing to do,
right? So with Moon Knight, with Moon Knight and the Moonlight Knight, it's like, so he has a secondary personality who goes out and does things dressed up in this white Arabian themed outfit, and he doesn't remember and he blacks out. Are we sure this is not the Moonlight Knight?
I was just like, pull up the Moonlight Knight image, then Moon Knight, and you're like, corporate wants to find you the difference between these two pictures. They're the same picture. Anyways,
I like how I said that to you the other day, and you're like, yeah, I'm looking, and you're right there. I'm like, I know.
Today. That was yesterday. That was in the past.
I don't remember. Hours. Yeah, it was either after we woke up or before we went to bed. I'm not a professional, but I'm a social service worker student, and we had a mental health unit and talked about how certain things were handled in media. Well, I would also be interested in your take on it too. Let's talk Moon Knight with Katrina.
The song that's like every day we wake, and that's been like only that one clip of it has been playing on my head for like 24 hours, and I'm like, I should probably find the song and listen to it. But
somebody, I need a tiebreaker vote. There's 5 of you who haven't voted.
I voted, but it lost.
It says there's 6 votes.
Actually, now it's a 3-way tie.
It's been a 3-way tie.
It was a 2-way tie when I voted.
Well,
now we have a winner.
We got a tiebreaker.
Someone else go vote. Make it a tie again.
I want to threaten you, but I'm not allowed with the details of the threat.
CB bringing the Chaos Gremlin energy.
Okay, it's not past my bedtime, but
it's past her stream bedtime. She had a date with some fan fiction, and we're interrupting it.
They just kissed, okay? You can go back and watch the sprint, and I'll start grinning stupidly because they're confessing.
Like, well, before you read the pure panic in CB's voice. All right, look, before you go back to your fan fiction, just note I asked a question in stream regulars, and I need it answered.
Mother, I will do that.
Good, because then I have to DM non-regulars about their schedules.
Schedules?
Yeah, schedules. I'm not a pro. Oh wait, I read that. It's okay. Look, I get it. I feel it. I don't judge it. Look, I was like,
it's great.
Saturday, I'm like reading my webtoons, and I hadn't had time to read them since like Wednesday, so I'm like desperately trying to stay up to read them, and I'm like this, and I'm like dozing off at the middle of a thing, so I'm like, okay, I'll go to sleep after this chapter, but then it gets exciting at the end of the chapter, and I'm like, on to the next one.
Oh, when you're reading and your eyes are going blurry, so you can't make out the words, you're like, no, I'm not tired. What?
Mine don't go blurry, they just shut.
I mean, they start like filling with tears.
They just kiss okay on a t-shirt.
Sure.
But like it, instead of having a kiss thing or anything, it's just a dagger on one end.
Wait, a dagger on the end of what, Sam?
The text, it's just like a dagger. They just kissed, like a stabbing motion toward the heart of the shirt.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying like I was murdering the people.
No,
I'm like, no, they're cute.
no, they're
But-
murdering. They're murdering your heart. It's like the juxtaposition towards when you have really pretty font and there's like flowers and everything, but it says "fuck you." It's like
Yes.
that. Contradicting imagery that fits together.
My cat.
Which, oh man, I never posted it to Instagram, but Chrissy's luggage was all like pastels and pinks. Like she had her luggage and it was small and compact, and it's like these pastel pinks and purples and like very watercolor and pretty. And then my luggage was like big and just black. And she's like, "Look, it's our friendship." And I'm like, "It sure is."
In other news, I'm putting my cat on a diet. Because apparently I've been feeding her too much. Again.
Whoopsie doodle.
Yeah.
She's
I was like,
awfully
it
pretty.
seems like it. You know, she's a chunky girl. I was like, she needs more food. And she's not. No, she needs less.
That's not how that works. She's
I'm
a
measuring
chunky girl
cups now.
because she's got. Oh, good. Measuring comes full.
Yeah. I can't just eye it. And I also forget, like, how I fed you. You're screaming, so I'm guessing you haven't. But her scream is like,
It's because like when they're used to eating a lot, so their stomach would have expanded to acclimate to eating that much. So when you have to start slowly feeding them less and less, their like stomach's still big, so they don't feel full, but they don't need more food. So they're whining because they think they're hungry, but they're not hungry. But over time, their stomach will shrink back down, and then they'll feel full again with less food. Humans are the same way. So
she's now staring
that's
at me. Hello.
that's also why, like, when you've been sick for a while and you haven't been able to hold anything down while you were sick, your stomach would have shrank. That's why you have to slowly work your way back up to eating a lot again. Otherwise, you just make yourself sick again. This has been how stomachs work with Sam.
That's your tail. Don't attack it.
Thought you were talking to me for a second. I was like, what?
Yeah, Sam, don't attack your tail. God.
And here I was about to say excellent TED talk.
Honey, no, stop. It's a good thing she's pretty. That's no. Oh, hon.
All right, are we ready for our final sprint? Oh, hold on. I have to see some of Katrina's comments. Oh, hold on. I'm very close to reading stuff I don't know. I started watching the anime, but then I decided I wanted to read the manga.
No, I'm in the mat space.
I'm gonna be all up. There you go. I'm gonna be up all night reading manga. Yes. My Wattpad days have prepared me for this.
Don't out yourself like that. Not Wattpad.
But it was an excellent tale. Puts $1 in the pun jar. Yeah.
My fatal flaw is that I extremely enjoy puns, but I cannot make them. Like they're so funny. They're so great. I think they're fantastic, but I can't make them.
I mean, that's fair. Most people I know who love puns kind of love them because they're really good at them.
I can't make them, but I think they're so funny. So I just appreciate when everyone makes them. I was like, that was good. Yeah.
My sister loves puns, but she hates that I'm good at them. So whenever I make one, she pretends to hate them just so she can be mad at me.
That's fair.
All right, are we ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Hey, hey, hey.
Bonjour.
Bonjour, bonjour, bonjour.
Hello.
Bonjour.
I was coordinating many things. Hold on. I'm gonna send a screenshot to somebody. Well, actually, y'all say how you did that sprint while I finish up the thing.
I looked up for replacement comfy things because mine
Excellent.
is it's a little worn. It's a little worn, and that was my thigh. She just leapt onto my thigh. It's fine. I was wearing pants. It didn't mean it didn't hurt. Just hot. Yeah. Anyways, Sage, what'd you do?
I wrote 100 words, and then my stomach decided to try and kill me.
Sorry,
But
I know it wasn't in response to you.
it's fine if it was.
Sorry.
It's totally cool. So I made my stomach not kill me, and I read some fanfic while I was doing that.
Yay, fanfic!
And I see you have the Piss Boy plushie.
Yes, I went and I got him. Look at how big this fucker is. This is my head.
Adorable.
He's so good. I like to make him talk like, "Hello, how are you? What's up?" But we gotta do it from farther away for full effect. Ready? It's like you just hold him. It's like, "You talking to me? What? No." I do that with like my kids, and this is the same thing I do with plushes when I like work a convention. If we have them for sale, Tabby and I will have like a plush, and then like we just dance with them, tell people that they can like hug them, and I make them talk. Which Tabby hates when I make them talk, and she's always just like, "Of course." How did everybody else do there? Well, what do you know? I actually got something written down for the first time in a while. Well, hey, 50 words is more than you had before. It's all good. I was also discussing I got done. I recorded the availability for all but one of my regulars. I'm still waiting for her to get back to me about that. And then was coordinating some summer vacation plans with the husband and getting Fox approval for things. So yes. To 18 words, yes. Total of 1,186 tonight. Ah, yeah. It's so good. Like my daughter will come downstairs sometimes and she'll be like, "Mom, can I get York?" Because the children refuse to call him Piss Boy. I call him Piss Boy, but they're just like, his name is York. And like, his name is the official name of the plushie is Piss Boy York. And they're like my oldest, he'll say Piss Boy, but my youngest, she's like, he is York. CB, you have to watch Drawtective so you can know the origin of this cat.
Okay.
You have to. Drawtective season 1, because there's 2 seasons now.
And just appreciate all the detail in the backgrounds.
Julia's so good with backgrounds.
Julia is insane.
I got to the moment where Virgo puts Lucy and Natsu in matching outfits. I don't know if any of you watched Lesser. Look, for a hot second, I was like, I just took Virgo as like regular Virgo. It's like I got to the moment where Virgo, and I'm like, Virgos have a moment where we just do things daily. But then I remembered Fairy Tale. I think I know that part. I've seen part of Fairy Tale.
I watched the first like 3 episodes.
I just love that even Lucy's spirit ship Nalu. Unfortunately, Fairy Tale is done in a very similar art style to One Piece, and I cannot with some of the art design. I just cannot.
There's another anime that is like very similar to Fairy Tale where I started watching it, I'm like, I seen this before? It's like relatively new too. I forget what it's called. But like the characters look almost exactly the same. It's on Netflix.
I'm trying to think. Well, that happens a lot, especially like because mangakas sometimes they'll have a distinct style, and some of them will even just blatantly reuse character designs from their previous.
Yeah, no, it's like the girl like is wearing a blue outfit that's
Wait,
like
I know what you're talking about, I think, because like the general premise is that she has come to this world or something. I know what you're talking. Yeah, yeah. Actually, I overestimated myself by 10 words. I mean, it's still good. Still good.
Words is words.
Yes. We should wrap up because though I enjoy speaking to these lovely humans, I have not had dinner yet.
And I want to go to bed.
You should do that.
Are you going to go to bed though?
I might.
I only razz on you because you emphasize so much that you're going to go to bed, and that's why we need to end the stream. And then
okay, it's like going to bed is like a process, right? So I do go to the bed, and then I stay there. And tomorrow I will get out of the bed.
That's fair.
That is a whole mood.
That's fair. All right, so.
Yes, I was. Katrina.
All right, you want to go to bed? You got to do your outro.
Goodbye. I'm still CB Ferrenz. I'm still a young adult fantasy author. I'm still a college student. A film major and general dumbass. I didn't say that before, but it's true. Thank you for hanging out. Goodbye.
Yep. Okay. Hey, bitches, bros, and non-binary hoes. My name is Sage, also known as Moon Bunny Creative. I do things on the internet, like tonight or this morning. I was streaming with Sam. Thank you, Sam. And I have books, I have merch, I have things. Links in the box down below. And I think that's it. Continue to be excellent to each other.
He straight up went no.
Mother, what are you doing, Mother?
And I'm writing mom Samantha Nasset. This is my channel where I talk about writer things, parent things, and writer parent things. On Mondays at 7 p.m., I host live streams like this, where sometimes we chat and do productivity sprints, and then other times we talk about topics. Like next week, we will be doing the 1999 The Mummy. We will be starting a half hour late, so if you get here a half hour early, don't bitch at me. It's not my fault. But my host will be Matt Holland and Emily Oliveri, who just had her debut novel come out. So check that out. I am a very terrible friend because no matter how many times I read the title, it's like Brimstone and something.
Ashwood and Brimstone.
Thank you, Ashwood and Brimstone. When I post content, it will be posted on Thursdays, but I cannot because chronic illness sucks. If you would like to read a sample of my writing, you go to my website, samanthaalnasset.com, where I have a spooky flash fiction posted, and All That Glitters will be joining it sometime this year. I will let y'all know when I have a better update, but if you would like to read it before everybody else gets to read it, join my newsletter, which you can sign up for at said website. If you enjoyed this stream and you would like to help support the channel, please like, subscribe, and ring-a-ding the bell. And if you would like to tip and whatnot, you can go to the Ko-fi down below.
Give some money.
And yeah, thanks everybody for coming here. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for hanging out. And we will see you around. Bye.